Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Saglish, aka Sag. I'm here again with Mr. Lokito94. Say something for him, Lokito.
What up?
Alright. We got side Lokito apparently. When I'm with Lokito, you know what that means, guys. We're getting another Switching Gears podcast going on. And Lokito, I think there's a somewhat rather important conference going on right now. Do you know about anything?
Yes, this the EA press conference. Well, it's one of the few conferences. The EA press conference going on at GamesCom 2015 in Europe.
No. You gotta be more specific. It is in Cologne, Germany.
Cologne, Germany. Sorry. Excuse me.
Hey, can't make the Germans mad. We know what happens, okay?
Oh yeah. We know how that goes. Hope there's nobody in German listening to this podcast right now.
Nah.
But yeah, that was some pretty cool stuff. Some awesome stuff was revealed at this conference. And I would like to start off, Zach. What should we, talk about first?
Well, I'm just gonna not really list it, but hey, for all you racing fans out there, there's a new Need for Speed coming out.
A reboot.
Yeah, reboot of the whole system. It's not adding on to anything from before. It is coming out in November 2015. And Lokito, do you play any racing games at all, or?
I love racing games. I mean, the last couple racing games I played, like The Crew, were kind of a letdown. But the previous Need for Speed, I actually enjoyed. Some people didn't like it because, due to the customization, but the customization was like very limited. But I still enjoyed it. It was very fun. What else? So, is there anything in the new Need for Speed trailer that you noticed that might be different from these last games, or?
Well, as far as talk about customization, there is 5 different types of story types that you can evolve around. There's speed, style, build, crew, and outlaw. It kind of goes along with everything that's been implemented in the past, but brought it to this game mode. You can, whether it is you just want to drive fast and just outplay people who have set records in the past. Style, more like drifting, like Ken Block, I believe the big name right there for the Need for Speed in that section. Build, you can customize your car. Like, talking about customization, you can customize it to impress some of the biggest names out there already in the car customization. Crew, talking about the Crew. This seems to kind of like throw this in the Crew's face, because this is you driving with your buddies. This is all you guys looking good and on the road and on film. Also, there's the Outlaw. So, like the last Need for Speed, I've noticed there were a lot of times where either the police or someone else was either playing tag or chase or whatever it may be. Pursuit. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's the 5 different game styles in the campaigns. And if you're not doing too well, or you lose interest in one style, you can begin to start to shift between the storylines. They're not necessarily interchangeable, but once you go down one path, you're not stuck until the end of the game. But
sounds deep.
Yeah, it's really big. They had a lot of big names, like legend names, in the trailer for it. Also, as far as like getting other medias involved, they went out in the press conference specifically stating on Twitter, at Need for Speed, you will be able to customize 2 different versions of the Porsche 911 Carrera. You can,
That was my excitement.
Yeah. You can choose 2 different body styles, old or new, and you can customize anything down to the rims, the mirrors, the body kits, the wings, everything. And the car that is voted most liked will be opening for the reveal in Las Vegas.
Sweet.
So they are going to just for the heck of it build this car just to show their excitement for this. But
now, speaking of the trailer, there's something that the spokesman, talked about, how they're gonna use live action integrated with the game.
Yep.
How seamless it's gonna make. Well, it's been almost 2 years since the last Need for Speed came out. So I'm thinking, how did they make all this in 2 years? But then again, it might not take that much to make a racing game, to be exact. But yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Usually, you see developers, create it all into the game, but using live action, it's kind of taking it back. Like, what are some games that use live action integrated, like The Matrix? Basically movie license, games. But this, I don't know, it's kind of weird. What are you thinking of it? Like, is it like kind of weird to you, or is that a cool thing to go from live action to the game seamlessly?
Yeah, I mean, not to spoil anything out in the future, but there's a couple of other games I see try to do this, like incorporate a movie aspect of it. Like, I understand campaigns need great storylines, but as far as like a racing game goes, does it really need that big of a storyline to play it? That's just for me. I mean, it's great seeing these guys, these famous guys who, built a name for themselves in the racing industry. But do I think it's necessary to just say, hey, this is going to be live action. You got to impress Ken Block. Ken Block saying hi to you. I mean, would it be awesome in real life? Yeah, but would I get super pumped for it to see on my TV? Not really. So.
Well, I guess, talk about those next gen graphics. Just go ahead, use real, use a real world.
Yeah, might as well just incorporate the Morpheus then.
With the red pill or the blue pill.
But yeah. Next up, and I know this is a big one for you.
Which one? Well, be careful. Make sure it's the right one. What's up next?
Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Mirror's Edge. What? Well, first, I never played the first one, but I always wanted to play it. I was when the last one came out, like 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, that's when I was, poor kiddo without a job, couldn't buy every game that came out. But today's a new day. I already pre-ordered the collector's edition. What's it running for? Like $199.99. Sorry, I got to. It just looks like one of those masterpieces. Yeah, I definitely will be getting that. The parkour, yes, the parkour and the open world, it looks, wow, they got it down. They got it down. What'd you think of the open world concept?
I liked it because you said you didn't play the first one, but I did. And
really?
Yes, and it was a lot of fun. I love the concept of using just like different things to get to your next place. But the fact that the previous one wasn't really open world, you were kind of set in the motions of what they gave you, and you had to figure out that way to get there. I would have liked a couple more options, because there was a couple of times where I had to look up what it was that I had to do to get to the next part.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so, but as far as like the open world goes, I like it because that's just that just means that you might, you can watch multiple gameplays of different people, and every single person is gonna do it differently than the other. And
right.
I like comparison. I like the ability to compare. Oh, hey, this is how this person do it, but look at this person. He does it different. Wait
till I do it.
Yeah. The environments, that's going to allow you to gain momentum. As we all know, this is not a game for combat. they'd rather you run away or, you know, just disable the person with your parkour movements and get away than stay and fight. So for me,
educate us.
yeah, for me it's just a good thing. It's actually, I think it's a prequel to Mirror's Edge, the original. It shows the growth of Faith, which is the main character, from just a person that carries, like, the person that does free running, to someone who has a purpose, who has the ability to get away from people. The growth in concepts of how the first one was, in which you deliver packages for important things. So I kind of like the story, what they're going for there. What I like to hear most is the open world concept.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just, you know, above. I wonder if that's, you know, for on the ground and on buildings, or is that just for, you know, for the skyscrapers? But I guess we'll find out in the future. But how great does this game look? Like, the graphics look on point.
Well, one thing saying about that, I'm glad they still kept with the almost simplistic colors. They have the whites. There's a lot of whites, like the differentiations of gray tones, to differentiate the levels. But it's a lot of whites, a lot of like reds and oranges, and then a green, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not your typical colors.
Yeah.
In a game.
So I like the colors. Like, I like the simplicity of it.
And the music. When it comes to movies, games, or media stuff, I love hearing the music. Like, without the music, you wouldn't. The music, changes the way you feel about, the game, show, TV. So yeah, the music sounds great for this game, and it's gonna get some people teared up a little bit.
We got some techno. What we got here? What we talking?
It's like a gentle techno, I should say, but I can't really describe it, to be honest.
So basically, it
sounds greatly composed, though.
Yeah. So basically, if it's a slow, you're just gonna be like jogging around, having a nice stroll on top of rooftops. But when it gets intense, you're gonna be like fast paced. Get me out of there so I can go back to strolling across rooftops very slowly.
Right. Basically, yeah. The music, they try to make the music go with the events, and yeah, that's nothing new. But yeah, the music for this game, the soundtrack sounds amazing.
That's good. I got another one for you later on that I got to tell you about for soundtracks, but that's either near or there. But Mirror's Edge coming out February 25th, 2016.
I will be playing.
So, yeah. Next up is maybe like a new reboot to an old game. Star Wars: The New Republic.
Oh, it's yeah. I just got what's it called? Yeah, Knights of the Fallen Empire. I just got done watching the conference, and I don't think it's necessarily a reboot. I think it's more of an add-on to the first Old Republic game.
But I'd never played the Old Republic. I've heard a lot of good things. It's just, it's just, for me, it's kind of like, where is this coming from? Like, it's not just like another DLC like the House of Wolves or whatever it is. Or no, not House of Wolves. The one for Destiny coming out.
The Taken King?
Yeah. It's kind of like that, but it's not, it's...
Yeah, they said you don't have to be. They said if you're already subscribed to it, you'll get this for free. But
right.
If you're new to it, you can just jump right in. Like, you don't have to own the previous version to get Knights of the Fallen Empire.
Yeah. And also, with saying that, it's like you were saying, if you were already subscribed, you can continue with that, or like you can continue with the character you've already made. Or you can create a new one. It's again, they have the choice of how you want to play, whether the choices you make lead down the darkness or the dark side, or whether you want to become a Jedi or a bounty hunter or whatever it may be. It's your choice of play, and how you play will affect your, I guess, what they call it, your conscious. And so just keep in mind, have an idea of how you want to take it. But
so, is this game only for, well, PC users?
They didn't really specify. I want to say that it is, but that's like someone. I mean, they never said whether it's PC or whatever. What I remember hearing about the Star Wars: The Old Republic was that it was for PC, and I don't remember seeing it on any consoles. But I could be wrong. I'm just not a big Star Wars, like, as far as the Old Republic goes. I love the movies. I don't have a PC that could run the games, so I never really got into them. I don't know.
Looks platform. Well, yeah, I'm not sure what consoles is coming on, but yep, not seeing anything.
Yeah. It would have been nice if they specified in the conference, but again, this is taken all from conference notes, strictly from EA. So, sorry guys who are Star Wars: The Old Republic fans, we do not play enough to know exactly what all is going to happen. And it's actually available in 3 weeks. So, I mean, it's not something you guys have to wait on. Next,
you gotta wait, but you don't have to wait. But yeah, what's next?
Next two we're going to talk about really fast.
Yeah,
Sims.
I have no experience.
Yeah, you never played The Sims?
And I watched some. Well, over my babysitter's house, there's this girl that would play it, but yeah, it seemed like one of those games. I don't know how people can get immersed in that game, but
so basically, you were watching gameplays before YouTube got famous.
yeah, pretty much. That's how it was back then. You had to watch somebody else play. You know, literally. Yeah, there was no YouTube.
Yeah, you guys, if there was no two-person game, you would have to sit there and watch your friend, or your friend would have to watch you play the game. Yeah. But as far as Sims 4 goes, I could take it or leave it. I mean, I've played The Sims.
The last one wasn't that good.
Yeah, I mean, there's still... I mean, there's a couple of, like... I know my wife made me get it for the PlayStation. She just kind of, like... we didn't realize how in depth it really was, and we just kind of like, it is what it is, you know. It wasn't really for us, but there's a lot of people that play it, so you know, kudos to them. It wasn't really. Basically, when they announced it, it was just a big dance party on stage, and that was it.
I know that's the biggest. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that happened, and to me, it was kind of pointless, but. Me, yeah, I didn't even see the crowd move or anything.
Yeah,
so.
They were just like, no, thank you.
Yeah, The Sims, yeah, to me, I guess, you know, create your own world, do what you want to do, without, I don't know if you can do, you know, GTA type stuff in there, but, yeah. What is up next?
We got Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2. It's another, kind of like DLC kind of thing where it's the biggest announcement for this I wanted to put out was solo play. Apparently you couldn't play against multiple like you couldn't play against the computer by yourself. You had to have someone to play with or against other teams, and this allows solo play for all the maps and 6 new zombie characters and 6 new plant characters. So 3 new zombie characters, 3 new plant characters, 6 total characters revealed, and a couple of new maps.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, in the conference they showed a mech suit called the Grass Effect. I guess they teamed up with BioWare, the makers of Mass Effect.
You see what they did there.
Yeah, and the grass effect makes it that looks pretty awesome. I never played Plants vs Zombies. I don't know which audience is going to, but game looks pretty fun. I may download it if it becomes free on PlayStation Plus or something. But
yeah, it's strategy-based games. I've actually watched a couple of YouTubers play it. They say it was a lot of fun. They don't have a lot of gameplays on their channel just because it doesn't get a general feel for their audience. So they say they play it, but they don't play it on their channel just because people don't watch it, which is okay. Every now and then it's good to play a game that you play for yourself. And my favorite one out of that whole group though would be the corn stalk that had the ears of corn as his hands, like 2 machine guns, and like shot down, like threw popcorn from an air raid popcorn on top of the zombie. So he's pretty cool, but that's really about it. I mean,
Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah. Next up is something I didn't see about, and the guy was super emotional on stage, which I like to see people because he was the developer and he's been with it since day one, and he was super emotional about this game called Unravel. And did you see the gameplay or the?
It was the game we gotta use where your element is using string to get across obstacles.
Yeah, it's like the character's name is Yarny. I mean, Yarny. How original is this? I mean, I wonder what he's made of,
Barney with a Y?
Yeah, yeah. But he uses himself like a yarn to get across the platform. And it's a platform game. The levels look like beautiful. I mean,
yeah, it looks like is it an indie game?
Yep.
Well, then again, I don't think it's an indie game because it's EA.
Well,
being a distributor, but
I believe like you were saying, I believe they took over the project, but it began from a small indie level game.
Yeah.
And they are from Sweden, so all the levels are inspired by Swedish areas. But to me, like, it kind of reminded me of Little Big Planet, and I didn't know, like, I could just be talking blasphemy, but I don't know if it's enough to differentiate itself from Little Big Planet. And that's my take from it. I mean, it looked amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact that as like Little Big Planet could have made levels like this. I mean,
but yeah, I might, if it does come to the console, I'll definitely give it a try. That's like interesting. And these indie games keep getting more and more interesting, and it actually makes you want to invest in them. But yeah, what do we have next?
Probably the biggest title from EA that's got people exploding out of their pants is Star Wars Battlefront. And,
I'm sorry, I've just been playing this since I was a kid. Literally.
As you can see, my dog is excited to get this game. But no, what they really showed on the screen, and we're not going to go back to our press conference for E3, which a lot was actually revealed there. This mainly focused on the aerial gameplay called Fighter Squadron. A lot of people were worried that they weren't going to be able to, zoom around the space fighting that way. We have the different types of spaceships, the TIE Fighters, the A-Wings, the X-Wings, and even the Millennium Falcon you can play as.
I can't wait. I want to do that so badly.
Yeah, I think it's 16 versus 16 on the... That's
huge.
Yeah. I don't know if it's all going to be player control, because they said something about possibly up to 20 ships being AI control. So maybe really like a 6v6 with AI under your command. But regardless, I like the big fights because I've seen on the ground fights with stormtroopers and the people that are fighting them off. I've seen hand to hand combat with the lightsabers. I mean,
Yeah, what was I see? Yes, at the end of this little trailer, they showed Darth Vader.
yep.
I'm like, so are we gonna go against Darth Vader in a game or in a story mode, or does the game have story mode? I don't remember. I think it doesn't have story mode.
Yeah, but you can. There's like things where you can set up. I believe like any fight that you want to. You can go with a friend. Place like even Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. Like, I think there's just different ways to do it. We'll have to wait and see because it's not all specified. But I believe they were saying something as considering set up the battles that you wanted to see as well. So
I'll say one more thing. The game looks like it has some similar mechanics to Battlefield. For those for Battlefield, you might know what I'm talking about. It just like, for example, the way the gun moves while you're sprinting.
yeah.
It got me thinking. Okay, like I don't want this to be a space Battlefield. To me, okay, sorry everybody, but I'm a Call of Duty player.
Yeah.
You know, that fast-paced action. So I was hoping that I played Battlefront back then, so it shouldn't. Hopefully, it's like Battlefield when I was playing it. Last Battlefield, what's it called? Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, it was just a very balanced pace. I didn't feel rushed or like the game's going too slow.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this game does that. Has a balanced pace.
Well, did you see on well, not really going back that far, but at E3 where they were it was almost like a wave kind of thing where you had to defend the planet or like areas of the planet, and
yeah, I remember that game mode.
Yeah, so it didn't seem like it was too fast paced, but at the same time there was always something to do. So I like that, but I want to see kind of how how you control the lightsaber, if it's just like mashing buttons.
It's right. If I had to say so, it might be like trigger.
Yeah.
Right. Use a trigger, like you would use a sword in Halo or something.
I don't know. I kind of wanted it to be like more like lightsaber versus lightsaber. Use your right thumbstick to kill your enemy.
Well, if you want a good lightsaber game, play Star Wars Episode 3.
All right.
And it came on PS, 2 and Xbox way back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. But actually, we're going to talk about Battlefield. Now that you said something, they didn't really announce it at the EA press conference, but I did see where EA announced that they are coming out with another Battlefield.
Yeah, another Battlefield. What is it? Battlefield 5? Or are you gonna take Battlefield Extraterrestrial?
I'm not too sure. I just did see on I believe it was Machinima on their gaming excerpt that they just a quick announcement that EA is going to go towards Battlefield, and they're actually going to take it back to like warfare. They're not going to be like cops versus robbers or anything like that. So
I like what Team Deathmatch and Battlefield Hardline, but that was pretty much it. The story, I was gonna beat the story, but as soon as I engaged in this stealth, oh my god, the stealth mechanics are so horrible. So that when it comes to gaming, right, as of today, it doesn't take that much to turn me off. Like the littlest thing in a game can turn me off. I can tell, like, okay, this game is gonna be terrible. Turns out Battlefield Hardline was terrible.
So, but with that being said, you said that you like the TDM, and that's really the only thing that Battlefield, I mean, there was like hostage rescue, which is pretty cool, but really, when it comes down, like me and you are Call of Duty gamers, and
Yeah.
everybody has,
Jump in, kill.
yeah, regardless of your, like, you're always going to have a fan base, regardless of what game it is. So, we don't typically like to talk junk about it, but I just feel that with Call of Duty, it offers a little bit more to the multiplayer aspect than Battlefield does, but I could be biased.
Battlefield, offers a lot. You can't ain't no lying about that.
Yeah.
Choose where you spawn. That's awesome. Wish Call of Duty do something like that. Something like that. But yep, beggars can be choosers.
Yeah, and also, last but not least, and of course they are going to end with this at Germany, because Germany is a huge soccer base, fan base. FIFA 16.
FIFA 16. Let's see. Well, they come out with, of course, EA comes out with a sports game every year. I guess this year is going to be, have a significant, difference. It's going to have women teams in it.
Hey, look at that. I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like, the Women's World Cup was, like, one of the biggest watched things this year, worldwide. So, and plus...
Well, yeah, I like watching girls do sports. For some reason, it's like, they go at it more than a male, athlete, from my experience.
Well, I mean, with this, it's playing for country, not for money. And, we are lucky that the U.S. brought home the gold for the Women's World Cup. Just putting it out there. But,
Germany.
But no, I do like that they are incorporating both the men's and women's national teams. That could be fun to play with. 60 new legends, as far as like legends go for FIFA Ultimate Team.
You mean legends like of all time?
Yes, like of all time. They were throwing out on the screen. They were throwing out players that were from like the 1960s, 1970s. They were. I mean, I'm not a huge soccer fan or football fan, depending on where you're from. But I mean, I do know a couple of legends back in the day. I mean, Pele's out there now. Couple of that's the only one I can name as of right now. But they had pictures of their card, and then the background of the card, it showed the actual player playing on the field. So some of these guys go back way, way back. I don't know. FIFA Ultimate Team, they're kind of doing the same kind of deal with Madden as well, but it's called FIFA Ultimate Team Draft, and you're having a draft of every player. Like every time someone comes up, you have a choice of, I believe, 3 or 4, and you choose each time between one of the 4 players, and they could cycle back around, or that could be the only time you see them, so you have to make your choice wisely. Yeah. The connection for the teammates, if the teammates play together on an actual team, they'll have a better chemistry with one another on the field compared to like someone that played for a team in Germany and, Lionel Messi. So, it is what it is. What do you think about the the EA access? Like, do you think it's worth it for the game?
I'm sorry, but I'm not really a believer in early access, because early access means a smaller population, which means I guess connectivity takes longer to actually find you a game with somebody else. Like if they do early access, if they do like this beta with Call of Duty, for example, it's gonna be a small audience, because I don't think. Or I could be wrong, everybody going, "Ooh, we get to play it early." Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, but still, I think it's gonna be a small audience. And yes, not an audience, but a smaller population that'll actually buy the game early. But that's just me. So yeah, how do I feel about it? I don't feel too good about it.
Yeah. Well, plus you're paying a subscription-based thing. Well, if you have multiple EA titles, it might be worth it. But just for FIFA to get it a week early, I mean, I don't know. I really see the guys who play FIFA getting it early, being the ones that do the FIFA Ultimate Teams. That way they can get a discount on every pack they buy, you know, and get a head start on their opponents. So, but I don't know. It could be, you know, it could be worth it. Personally, I don't see it, but
I mean, for the hardcore people, yeah, that's amazing news.
Yeah. But for us who, kind of play it, whatever.
And my friend has it. I played it with him. It was kind of. It ain't Rocket League, I can tell you that.
Talk about Rocket League, you know. But
yeah.
Anyway, that being said, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed the EA press conference. I was kind of surprised by it. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Comment if you want. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out the description below for my channel as well as Lokito's channel, his Twitter, Instagram, whatever it may be. And also check out the previous podcast with us. But
if you haven't, and next time on Switching Gears, we'll be talking about the Xbox press conference at GamesCom, because they are just doing it this year.
Yes, sir.
But until next time.
Alright, guys. Hope you're having a great day. I gotta let Lokito go before he's late for work. Alright, guys.
Alright.